Hi everyone, how are you today? I'm Miss Kalina and I'm so glad you're joining me for Children's Church Online today. We're going to learn about how God is real and a time that one of God's followers, Moses, saw evidence. But first, I want to talk to you a little bit about fire. Here, I have a nice new candle. I bought this candle because it has a nice smell, but I have to tell you, I've always thought fire was very fascinating. Now, I'm a grown-up, and I'm going to light this candle here very safely. While we talk about fire just a little bit, have you ever watched fire? Maybe you have a fireplace in your house that made you feel cozy to sit and watch. Or maybe you've been outside with a fire in a fire pit, or while you were camping. Maybe you roasted marshmallows. Maybe all you've really done is watch a candle dance and flicker. You can say your answer if you want to now, or you can pause and share your answers with whomever you're watching with. I'm sure you had some great ideas. Did you think of maybe sparklers or fireworks? Fire is fascinating, but it can be dangerous. So always remember to listen to your grown-ups and be safe when there's a candle or when there's fire. Grown-ups, you can pause here if you want to talk about fire safety. And maybe, if you want, you can visit firefax.org. The fire Moses saw was the most amazing fire ever because God was there in that fire. Let's find out more about how God showed Moses he's real when he showed up in a fire. Do you know what evidence is? Another word for evidence might be proof. If you're seeking for evidence of something, you're trying to find out if that thing is real or true. So we're going to have a quick game now. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to find as much evidence of the people that you live with in your house to prove that they're real. So you go find the evidence, prove to yourself that the people you live with are real, and then come back. I'm going to set my timer now. Ready? Go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you're back with us. So come on back with that evidence you had in mind. What did you find to prove to you that your family members are real? Did you go look at the people in your home and see them? Maybe you even touched someone or gave a hug to prove that they were real. Maybe you just found a family picture. It's pretty easy to prove that someone is standing next to you, that they're real. You can see them, touch them. Maybe you talked and you could hear them. But today we're learning God is real. What evidence is there that that's true? After all, we can't see him or hear him or touch him the same way that we can with our families. Let's talk about an encounter Moses had with God. One way you know your family members are real is that you can hear them. Let me read you a little bit about when Moses heard God speak to him. It all started when Moses saw a bush that was on fire, but it wasn't actually burning. Moses went to look at this strange fire. God spoke to Moses from the fire. "Don't come any closer. Take off your sandals. You are on holy ground." Moses was scared. He covered his face. "Go, bring my people out of Egypt," said God. "I can't do that," Moses said. But God promised to help Moses lead the people. So how does this show us that God is real? Not only did Moses hear God say his name, plus identify himself as God, but God went on to tell Moses that he was going to rescue the people of Israel out of Egypt, where they were slaves. He told Moses he'd give the people of Israel a new place to live with plenty of food. He gave Moses specific instructions on what to do. Sometimes God might speak to us very clearly in a way where we know in our hearts what he wants. maybe through a message like the one I'm sharing right now. Other times, it can be hard to hear God the same way that we hear a human voice. In fact, you may even start to wonder if God is real. But God still speaks today. It might not always be a voice we can hear, but God speaks to us through the Bible, through other people, through what we feel in our hearts, and through his creation. We know God is real because Moses heard him, and we can listen for him too. Another sign that your family is real is that you can touch the people in your family. We can't touch God, but God did ask Moses to partner with him to do the work of freeing people from slavery. Here's the thing. Moses didn't really want to partner with God. The job seemed very hard, but God had chosen Moses to be his leader. Moses didn't get to touch God, but he did get to work with God, and that's almost the same thing. Let's pause here for a moment and with someone in your family, stand up and take turns leading each other across the room. One person will have their eyes closed. You can link arms, and the person who could see can lead. Take turns doing that now, and then restart the video. All right, so what was it like working with your partner? Did you make it safely across the room? God is real. When you and your partner linked up, you could work together to accomplish something. Even though we can't touch God, we can work with him to do important things, like telling people about Jesus or showing his love. When we do God's work, we often feel his power working through us. A third sign that your partner is real is that you can see your partner. I'm looking around this room, and I can't see God. There are a lot of things I cannot see, but that I know are real. Let's take a look at this little fan that I have right here. Right now, I can't see the air in front of or behind the fan. And even if I turn the fan on, I hear it, but I still can't see the air. I hear the fan running, but I can't see it. So if I want to know that it's real, I have to rely on how it feels. Right now, think about the air around us. Take a big, deep breath in and slowly let it out. You can't see the air around us, but you can breathe it in. We have to have air to live. And some evidence that oxygen is in the air around us is that I can breathe it in and that I can see it move through other things. So you can't see what I'm saying, but you can hear it with your ears, right? God is real. Even though we can't see him, we can talk to him. And sometimes we'll hear an answer back in our hearts. Leaving the fan on, let's try again here. We know that this wind is real because I can feel it. You can feel a fan in your own home. I can see it moving through something, even if I can't see it. We can talk to God even when we can't see him, and we can feel his love in friendships and in our hearts. God shows you he's real. Let's say a short prayer. Dear Lord, help us listen for your voice even when it's not so clear. Thank you for helping us do hard things, the kinds of things we need to do to show and share your love. Amen. Thanks for watching. I'll keep missing your faces until we can see each other again, and I hope you come back next week.